Here's a GRE arithmetic question. Let's take a look. What is the greatest prime factor of 15 factorial minus 14 factorial? And just a reminder that my name is Andrew and I answer GRE questions. All right, first a little bit of background. If you're unfamiliar with this symbol, the exclamation point, here's what it means. 15 factorial isn't just an emphatic way of saying 15. 15! It means multiply every number starting with 15 down to 1, or every integer down to 1. So for example, 15 factorial means 15 times 14 times 13 times 12, all the way down to 1. And so what we're asking is, what is the greatest prime factor of 15 factorial minus 14 times 13 times 12 times 10 all the way down to 1? Well, the hint really is in the question here. It's the word factor. Because in order to do anything, we are going to have to factor it. What can we factor out of both of these? Well, if we look at both of these numbers, they are identical, except for this part. This one just has a 15 multiplied by it. So in a sense, you could really say that this is 15 times 14 factorial, right? This first one right here, minus 14 factorial. And that allows me to factor out 14 factorial from both of them. And when I do that, what I get is 14 factorial times, ready for this, 15 minus 1. Think of that as like a variable, right? 14 factorial, think of that as like an x. If I factor that out, I'm left with 14 factorial times 15 minus this 1. And if you don't believe me, you can factor that back in or distribute that back in and see what happens. Okay, so that's 14 factorial times 15 minus 1. That's 14. And it wants to know what the greatest prime factor of this is. Well, here's the thing. At this point, it's all multiplication, right? This is, and I'm just going to write this out, 14 times 13 times 12 times 10, all the way down to 1 times this extra 14 right here. Well, if I broke everything, every number here down into primes, like this is 7 times 2 and this is 3 times 2 times 2, what would be the greatest prime factor remaining? It would be 13, right? You can't find a factor greater than 13 in that list. So C is the correct answer. For more GRE tips and tricks or to sign up for my online course, follow the link on my profile.